Lori here today with my empties for the week. If you remember, we did all of VCS for the week, which is one of my top vendors. So you remember we supplemented a little bit in the bathroom, my bedroom, and definitely in here with some samples from some other vendors. And then we have quite a few candles to get through. Before we jump into all of that, I want to welcome you if you're new to the channel. I hope you decide to stick around and subscribe down below. And I want to welcome you back if you're a returning visitor or subscriber. I'm so glad that you are a part of this channel. Okay, so we have just one body care, so let's get that out of the way. It looks so funny because I always cut these. So this is about half, I cut it and then put it back in. It's going to make kind of a mess, but see how this is coming apart like that. So I do cut them and scoop out the remainder of this, anything that's in there. But anyway, so this was a Bath & Body Works body scrub in whipped, well, it's so funny. It says whipped marshmallow body scrub, but it's a marshmallow pumpkin latte, and the fragrance notes say pumpkin latte, toasted marshmallows, creamy sandalwood, and praline musk. So I enjoyed the fragrance of this. I have quite a few of the shower gels in this because they were on, the SAS prices, so I got those on a good deal. I think I only got one of these. This was back in December's SAS that I picked up one of these. I figured out I really don't like their body scrubs very much, so I think I have one more. I'm trying to remember, not in this fragrance, but I think I have one more and then that'll be it. They're kind of drying to my skin, so I won't be picking those up in the future, but this was a good price. I think it was like $3 or something. So I wanted to use it, like the fragrance, just not the performance. So anyway, that one is that. And then I have some candles, so let's go through those. I tried to be organized. I have my wax packages here, but they kind of avalanche. So let's see what we can do. I talked about this one a little bit. This was an Aldi candle. I mentioned in one of my videos that it's a very strange shape, so it wasn't burning very well. Did I put this on? I put this on pretty tightly. So anyway, I burned it maybe halfway, maybe a little bit less than halfway. It kept dudding out on me. This thing would not pool. I cotton balled it, which is hard to do because you're trying to get your hand in there. And this just did not perform well, but it smelled amazing. This is a really fresh apple. I don't think this, oh, it does say sweet red apple, tart green apple. It's called Apple Market from Aldi. This, to me, if you're going to get these particular shape, I think just because of the shape of these, you probably need to burn them in a hurricane, which I didn't have the time at the time. I do now. I just bought one. So I'll show that to you guys at some point coming up. But I would burn them in a hurricane, or I would just start right off on the candle plate, hot plate warmer, which is where this ended up living out the rest of its life. And it lasted for a good week and a half. I can still faintly smell it, but it's starting to go a little more floral. I don't know why. A lot of that juicy apple is kind of going away. So I just kind of thought, yeah, it's lived its best life. So we're going to say no. It was like 3 something, I want to say. So not a bad deal. I probably wouldn't pick any more up in that jar style though. Okay, so another non-Bath & Body Works candle is a Mainstays that I picked up, I want to say last Christmas. This is Sugar Cookies and Milk. I don't know that the scent notes are on here. I don't think so. But anyway, this was a Mainstays Walmart brand, $3.33. So it basically went all the way to the bottom. It got a little murky there, but really I didn't notice a ton of that in the wax. There's a little bit of soot, but I didn't clean it off. So that's pretty much all that I got from this. It burned so well. I didn't have to cotton ball this. This was fantastic. Not strong. It'd be nice if you want to have a candle going and you want to smell your wax instead of the candle. So I would try these, especially for the price point. They burn well for me. Okay, so I think I'm done with these now. I had these small little tins, I guess they would be, from Walmart that I got last year for the holidays. They are 3 ounces. There were 3 to a pack for $5. This was ginger sugared cookies, and truly it smells heavier on the ginger, like ginger snap type of cookie in the jar, but it's not super overwhelming, so it didn't bother me in terms of the fragrance. But yeah, I mean, it put itself out at the bottom here, and know, they burn pretty hot and fast. I was surprised about that, but not super strong. So again, if you're looking for kind of an ambiance candle, that might be something to pick up. And then my final non-Bath & Body Works candle for the week, I did finish up this Midnight Snack from Kohl's. You can see around the jar, you get a little bit of messiness that's left over, but for the most part, it did burn all the way down. So I did have to cotton ball this several times as we went through burning this. They do really seem to struggle to burn. At least these did. This was last year's version. It says sugar, berries, and sprinkles. This smells to me like a marshmallow crispy type of scent. So like not exactly as strong as Fruity Pebbles, but maybe like Fruit Loops and like a marshmallow scent together. That's what it kind of reminds me of. I have one more of these, so I will use these. It does give a little scent. I'd say maybe a 5. Maybe 5 out of 10. So it's not overwhelming at all, but you get kind of whiffs of it, which is nice. But yeah, I had to cotton ball this several times. It got murky. You can see the colors. This was more of a pinkish color we started off with, so it got kind of murky, but it definitely went all the way down to the bottom. So there's that. Okay, speaking of murky, we had our summer boardwalk candle. I mean, look at it. So this was more of an off-white, kind of started off to be, but we got kind of murky. We have some, you know, residue on the sides of the jar, but having said all that, the scent notes are caramel glazed popcorn, warm taffy apples, and salty sweet cream. I wish I could get more of this, but it is more of a summer type of scent, so that's when they come out. I'll probably pick up a couple next year. This was fabulous. I loved it. I know people say it's a powerhouse, and I don't know. I think it's my air conditioning because it's been so hot and humid here that it runs 24/7. And I think that's really screwing up some of the throw of my candles. You know, I'm playing around with moving them. I did get a hurricane, like I just said. And so we'll try that and see if that makes a difference. But this was not like a 15 out of 10 like I expected it to be. I could smell it. It was good. It was more of a 7 out of 10, which really kind of surprised me. But it was delicious. This was so good. Now, I did have to cotton ball it a couple of times, and when I did that, I tried to take the cotton balls around and get some of that schmutzy wax out because it was discoloring. So I think next year, when I get these, I will probably stick to 2 hours at a time because this is relatively hot, fast burn, and I don't know, because I kept it 3 hours, but it almost like it was scorching a little bit, some of the oils in the candle. So I will try that and see if that makes a difference. I don't know. Maybe they're all kind of like that. Doesn't matter. This was fabulous. I would totally get this again. And the last one that's been living its life in my candle crock, which is over here on the corner of my desk, was this Coastal Watermelon. So I burned it about halfway down, had a problem smelling it, so put it in the candle crock. So the scent notes say juicy watermelon, pinch of pink sea salt, and ocean waves. So this was good. This was nice. It was nice in the candle crock in here. It smelled delicious. Yeah, it was, I feel like it was almost 2 weeks that it was in here. But I have like a little straw, one of those paper straws, and I just kind of stir the wax a little bit. And, you know, just to kind of make sure that I'm stirring up some of the fragrance oils that are left so they can keep evaporating. I don't know if that does anything, makes me feel better. I don't know. But anyway, so that's what I've been doing, and I just kept feeling like I could smell it, so I left it in. I love this. I did pick up one more. I stumbled upon one at an outlet store and grabbed it, so I had it for next year in case they don't bring it out. This smells fabulous, but I'm wondering if I should start burning it like in the springtime when maybe it's cooler, so don't have the air blasting as much, to see if I get better scent through, because I'm telling you, the air conditioning really screws up my candles and everything else. So, all right, so let's talk about, I have a couple of clamshells, well, more than a few clamshells that we have. So the first one we have is this Oak and Rye Cozy Kitchen. I used this in my nighttime melts. So for those of you that don't know, I typically leave my warmers on 24/7, and some of the scents that maybe I'm not as excited about, I put on overnight. I typically have them going for 1 or 2 hours before we go to bed and then leave them on all night. That's to give me an idea if it smells better warming than it does on cold, and then, you know, use it up and move it on out. So this one was one of those. It's kind of a spicy type of blend and not really my thing. I did melt it with this because I only had a couple of cubes left in this Yankee Candle Pecan Pie Bites. I don't know what they were thinking with this one. I mean, you would think this would be amazing. Oh, I wanted to love this one. It is really kind of like pecan pie with cologne. Like what? It smells like men's cologne in here. I kept thinking it was my nose, but I put it away. So I got it last Christmas, and I put it away and I pulled it out again this year and I'm like, nope, I still get the men's cologne. No. If this was new last year, I'm assuming they're not going to bring it out next year because it's just nobody loved that cologne note. So they reformulated it. If they did, I would try it at least, but no, this is a no for me. I'm going to put them over here in this basket. So to get them off of my avalanching desk. So you'll see that. Okay, so then I picked up quite a few of these on clearance. My store had these marked down to 28 cents. I know. These mainstays. So these were the guava lime. And they're small, but I use them in my bathroom melter. And I can use 2 at a time, and I get, you know, great performance. And actually in that black hole bathroom in there, I did change out warmers again. The warmer that I had in there was not particularly awesome. So I have gone to a hot plate warmer that I've heard works really well. It's a Mainstays warmer. They were discontinuing them. So I got it for $7. So I'm like, yeah, we're gonna just start over and hope that that works. So far this week, everything has been performing really well. So fingers crossed that continues. I'm sure there'll be some scents that don't work in there, just like in any other room, but it's going better so far. This was nice. It kind of has a, like, I want to say dirt, but not, kind of like an earthy lime type of scent, if that makes sense. But this was nice. I think this would be good to mix. And like I said, I did pick up quite a few of these because they were so cheap, and so I enjoyed it. It was good in there. The lime note saves it, because if it was just that like earthy type of smell, it wouldn't be as good, but the lime is really excellent. Speaking of lime, I used up this coconut vacay, mixed it with something in here. I just had a few cubes of this left as well, and was moving around my retail wax section in my drawers and saw that I had a few left, so I mixed it in. And then I just had to use up some of this rock candy because it's so good. This was the blast from the past, and Mel hooked me up with some of these from Canada because they sell them there, which is amazing. So yeah, I used this in my bedroom. This is so strong, so delicious. To me, it's like cotton candy on steroids, like a really strong rock candy, because some of them you smell and it's like they don't smell like much. So I guess think of it more as like a super, super strong cotton candy. This was excellent. So if you see it in your stores, especially, they might be clearancing them out, because I think they're moving out some of the scents now to make way for fall and winter wax. So I would pick this up. Highly recommend if you like sweet scents. So let's go into the ones that I did in here for the week. This is the Cloud Maze from the Bathing Garden. Candied marshmallow clouds and lavender cotton candy blend into sweet, dreamy lullabies. This is a nice lavender type of blend. So I probably wouldn't order it, but I enjoyed it in here. This was Empire Alchemy Pink Drink. Oh my gosh, I put amazing. I need this. This was so good, and it didn't wow me on cold, but it took over this whole room. It was so gorgeous, super strong, lasted. I change my wax twice a day, typically in here, unless it's something that I either can't smell or it's, you know, not very great if I'm not loving it. But this one went the whole 12 hours. I didn't really want to take it out, but it started to fade a bit at that point, and yeah, it was really good. We had Rocket Pop from the Bathing Garden. This was nice. This was similar to other scents that you can get of the same type, you know, Rocket Pop type of thing that you get around 4th of July. So it was good. We had Clowning Around, also from the Bathing Garden. I have this in a larger clam. This was very, very nice as well. Next we have Beach Party Massacre from Britta's, which is Bora Bora, pineapple, and salty sea air. This one was nice. I don't particularly love her Bora Bora oil. There is something about that, does not agree with my nose. But this one, I feel like the salty sea air and the pineapple kind of overtook it, thankfully, and it was good. Just because the Bora Bora scares me, I probably wouldn't get that again. But we have ordered a custom from her in the past of her pineapple and salty sea air, and it was so good. So that I would definitely get. Next one I melted was the Scented Squirrel Strawberry Pound Cake. This was excellent. Loved this. Such a beautiful pound cake. Did really well in this office. Lasted the full 12 hours. I really liked it. So that, I don't know why I have this in here. Okay, and Butterscotch Brulee from Empire Alchemy. Creamy creme brulee and salty butterscotch. There were 2 hearts in this bag, melted them on 2 different days. This was nice. It definitely was that creamy creme brulee scent. Didn't get a lot of the salted butterscotch, but it was nice. It was pleasant. I don't know how much of that I need, but I really did enjoy melting it. I think I have another. I think I bought 2 of the heart bags when she did those, so I will enjoy that again. Then I melted this mango sorbet that Mel sent me. This was fabulous. I swear I get like a waffle cone scent in this. This was so good. I really enjoyed it. So this was strong, really performed well, really enjoyed it. Then we have another sample from Satin Susie here, pistachio pudding cake. This was nice. It was pleasant. It was good. It wasn't super heavy on the cherry, you know, how some pistachio blends can be. So if you looking for a pistachio pudding cake type of blend without a lot of cherry, I would try that one. And the Melted Mousse Sleepover Party. This was a lavender blend to me, and I did melt it overnight. You know, started in the late afternoon and melted it overnight. It was a nice lavender blend, but I'm very picky on my lavenders, you guys know, so I probably wouldn't get that one again. I'm looking, I don't know if this is the only one I finished in my bathroom, but this was Moira's Wigs Matrix Biolage Vanilla Lace and a sprig of spearmint. This was really good. This is from the Schitt's Creek collection that she had, or the pre-order that she did. Really like this one. I think I have one more and I will enjoy that. Really enjoyed it. Then my son, so I have a few from my son. He melted this T-shirt time fresh water and crisp clean cotton tees. He really liked this. This was not a scent for me, but he enjoyed it. It was a nice scent for his bathroom, and he would get that again. He melted this Demogorgon, which is better have Elle by your side to defeat the Demogorgon's wrath with this Mountain Breeze and Oak Moss blend. So not really his cup of tea, but sometimes you have to try things that are a little outside of your comfort zone, and I'm glad we did. So this one is one of our favorites, and he's looking to restock. So hopefully Kirby offers this again really soon. It's You Jump, I Jump, salty sea air and fresh squeezed pineapples. This is so good, so delicious. Not too heavy on the salty sea air where it just smells like you're smelling salt. Perfectly blended, and we love this. So we will pick up large quantities of that one. This next one I thought we were gonna like a lot more. This was a loaf, and we finished it up. It's in the Rubbles, which was Fruity Pebbles, Fruity Loops, Twinkies, and whipped cream. This actually was not that strong. I thought it would be, and so did he, because normally when you get cereal blends, they just take over everything. You can smell them everywhere in your house. This was more like a 6 out of 10, and you know, I mean, he has a large area and 4 warmers in that area, and we thought it would take over, and it really didn't. You kind of had to struggle, maybe even a 5 out of 10. I don't know, I'm probably being generous. So we used it up. I made sure that I didn't overload the warmers because I know that's a problem. And I have noticed with her wax, less is better. So don't overload your warmers for sure. But this would not be one I'd get again. She has other cereal scents that I would get. I just wonder if it's the Twinkies and whipped cream kind of like softened that a little bit. So anyway, that is not a blend we would get, but I'm glad we tried it. This one, so we're moving on to my main living space. Here's the list. Check it twice, which is zucchini bread, sugar cookies, chestnuts and brown sugar, gooey batter, and fresh rolled dough. This is really excellent, and it's a good thing because I did buy a loaf in this. So, I really enjoy this. It's such a gorgeous bakery scent. Screams fall and winter to me. I mean, I could melt it all the time, truly, but that's what it screams to me. We have Baby Love, which is strawberry buttercream. This was really nice too. Didn't smell super great in the package. It was okay. To me, it smelled generic strawberry, but this just melted and was gorgeous. Her Strawberry Bakery is so good. One of my favorites for sure. So if you haven't tried Strawberry Bakery from her, definitely pick that up. Her bakery's great, but I'm just calling out Strawberry Bakery because I enjoyed it so much this week. We had fold in the cheese, cream cheese danishes with cherry filling and dusted with graham cracker crumbles. I got a few of these because the first one that I got, I sniffed it on cold and loved it. But as it melts, the cream cheese comes out a little bit and becomes a little sour to my nose. So cream cheese smells like that to me. It doesn't smell like that to everyone. But unfortunately, this got a little sour, especially as the longer it melted. So I wouldn't get this one again, unfortunately. But I'm glad that I tried it. I had a few, enjoyed those. But yeah, I think it's the cream cheese. Now, I did enjoy the cherry scent in this and the graham cracker crumbs, so if it was changed up a little bit, I would totally purchase that, but I think the cream cheese is too much. Okay, the next one we have is Pink Chiffon Jackie O, rich vanilla bean cake topped with whipped marshmallows and pink chiffon. I love pink chiffon, and mixed with bakery. It's just amazing. Strawberries, I love. One of my favorite scent combos is pink chiffon and strawberries, so this was so good. I loved this. We'll totally get that. Larger quantities of that. Again, this was My Loneliness Ain't Killing Me No More. Mango coconut cooler swirled with island coconut cream. This is mainly coconut. I didn't get any mango in this whatsoever. So it was a nice, creamy coconut scent. Wanted to try to use this up before we got even further into fall. I mean, I'm considering, even though it's like 90 degrees here, I am still considering we're getting into fall here. I've decorated. We're in. So anyway, I didn't really want to be carrying this over. I do have one other one that I can use next year in the spring when I'm really wanting spring temperatures and want my house to smell like coconut. So that's good, but figured let's use this one this year and try it. I enjoyed it. So I finished up, I believe this is the last of my D-stash that I picked up. I had a D-stash haul from, I think all of the ones that I picked up were 2018 scents, I believe, or things that were poured in 2018. This final one was Nelly Rose, which was strawberry donut and vanilla glaze. Actually, I had set this aside and forgot that I had it. So there's no reason why this should have been the last one because it's fabulous. Like I said, her Strawberry Bakery is so good. So definitely, I would get this if it was offered again. The items in the D-stash, I feel like they really kind of faded quickly, which is fine. You guys know I like to change my wax. But I want to see how it does if she pours it now. How long will that strength last versus something from 2018? So anyway, all right. The next one is When the Party's Over. Agave lime, rainforest leaves, an explosion of citrus. I really didn't care for this one. I did actually use this mostly in my bathroom. I started off melting this in my bedroom and I was like, ugh. So what really stuck out to me, probably because my nose is more sensitive to those types of scents, was the rainforest leaves. So that's what I felt like all I could smell. It wasn't citrusy enough to me because I could smell that. But not everybody might be as sensitive to floral or green type of scents. So if that's kind of your jam, I would pick this up. But yeah, it wasn't my thing. Speaking of, this Height Ashberry was Nag Champa. I don't know. I think I'm kind of allergic. I don't know what it is, but even like smelling this now, I feel like my nose is getting kind of itchy. I mean, not like, anaphylactic shock or hives or anything, but I kind of feel like I'm a little allergic to something in this. So unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to get Nag Champa. It's like a pretty, like florally incense to me. That's what it reminds me of. At least that's what my brain goes to when I see, Nag Champa blends. But yeah, unfortunately, I've had a couple of Nag Champas from different vendors and had the same reaction. So I'm just gonna think, okay, we probably don't need to get those again. All right, we have Kissing Booth, strawberry sweet cream and rich vanilla cupcakes. Again, Strawberry Bakery. I couldn't get enough of her Strawberry Bakery this week. So much so that by like Tuesday, I was like, can we just change the whole basket into Strawberry Bakery? I have quite a bit. I keep them in here. strawberry. I have a whole strawberry drawer. I know. So there's a strawberry bakery drawer because that is one of my son's favorites. It's his favorite type of blend in bakery. And so yeah, we have, it's not overflowing or anything, but I mean, anyway. So I was thinking, okay, what can I get out of the drawer that was strawberry bakery? But yeah, this was fabulous. Really enjoyed that one. How did this, okay, this one snuck in. This I melted in here, and unfortunately, this was not a hit. So this came from Mel. This was Wax Snob, so it was a newer vendor for her in Canada. This was O Canada, which was maple sugar cone. And this could just be my nose not being familiar with maple and sugar cone, because I don't know that I've tried that before. Like a lot of mapley blends. You know, if it's in with pancakes or waffles or something, fine. But this one smelled burned to the fact that, okay, so I had it going in here, had these doors open. It was very strong, very, very strong. So I'm sitting in the living room on my couch and I'm like, what's burning? I kept thinking something was burning. And so I got up a couple of times. You know, I'm always burning candles. So I'm like, oh my gosh, is something going on with one of my candles? So I checked around, then I checked all of my warmers. And then when I came in here, it was really strong. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I left it a little bit longer, but my brain just kept saying, danger, danger, like fire. So I ended up having to take it out. So I don't know, Mel, if you got this one, you should try this one as well and see what you think. So I don't know, it could just be my weird nose. So try it, Mel, and let me know if you have one, if you have one to try. Okay, so then the next one we have is Milk Glass, which is wild berry cake batter and sugar milk. I feel like this was really, really light. It was almost like, it wasn't really bakery. It says cake batter and sugar milk. So it kind of smelled like, almost like a wild berry, like mousse, maybe, or like yogurt or pudding or something along those lines. That's what it kind of smelled like to me. So I don't know. I mean, it says cake batter, so I don't know the distinction. I mean, it's not baked, I guess, is that point. But yeah, it really smelled like a mousse or a, yeah, something along those lines. And I felt like it was very, very creamy. It wasn't enough bakery, so I probably wouldn't get this one again, which is fine because I have so many favorites from her. It's, you know, I need to eliminate some. All right, so then we have Oops, I Did It Again, blackberry cobbler topped with whipped cream. I would say the whipped cream was really heavy on this. And so I probably would like the blackberry cobbler, right? It's blackberry, yeah. Blackberry cobbler by itself, because that was really good. I really enjoyed that. Maybe less whipped cream, but yeah, her bakery's so good. All right, we had Teenage Dream. This is strawberry tangerine fizz. Now this was funny because I put this in my bedroom and really, I don't know, I didn't really like it in there. I don't know why. So then I thought, well, I'll bring it out here in my main space. I melted out there and it was fantastic. So I don't know, because I normally, you guys know, I love super sugary fizzy scents in there. This was not fizzy. I mean, it says fizz, but it was not super fizzy. And it wasn't super sugary either. It was nice. It was really, really good. But this, I wouldn't melt in my bedroom again. But where I melted it, ended up melting it, was good. So I liked that one. I'd probably get it again. It was refreshing, nice summer refreshing scent. This was really good too. This is Sunny Side of the Street lemon coconut butter cake. I didn't get a lot of coconut. I will say what this smelled like to me was a just decadent lemon butter cake. Oh, it was so good. That's what I kept smelling. And it almost smelled like it had the glaze on top of it, like a lemon pound cake, which I know has a lot of butter in it, with just a decadent, thick, rich icing. Like I said, not a lot of coconut to it. It wasn't definitely not a toasted coconut type of blend. This was really good. I would totally get, you know, I mean, that's probably loaf worthy. Truly, I love lemon scents. Delicious lemon bakery. That was one of the highlights of the week. All right, so then we had Espresso Jackie O. I'm just looking at the font is throwing me off here. So Espresso Jackie O, vanilla bean cake topped with whipped marshmallows and espresso beans. I talked about this when I did my basket. This is really strong coffee. So you get that, and then you get a nice creamy sugary coffee along with it. So this is really, really nice. I think I have 3 more, I want to say, souffles of this. Will totally repurchase. It was excellent. Very strong. I didn't even want to take it out of my warmer. That's what happened with a few of these. I was just like, I don't want to change these. And I left them in for longer than I normally would because they were so good. So I'm not just going to take them out just because I'm like, ooh, I'm on a time schedule. Like, okay, you've had your 4 hours. No, it's ridiculous. So this one, normally I do coffee scents in the morning. And by early afternoon, I'm changing them out. I think this stayed in till like 3 or 4 o'clock. It was so good. Okay, then we had Backwoods Barbie, which is Satsuma Strawberry Cotton Candy. I love her Satsuma, so yes, would totally repurchase. Very strong, bright, fresh. That's the star of the show. Satsuma takes over. It's, you know, definitely like Satsuma in all caps and then Strawberry Cotton Candy. So if that's what you're looking for, try that. So this next one, I hate to be like this, but I am so happy this is gone. There is something about this, I don't know. So I'm going to describe it, and you're all going to think I'm crazy. You all think I am anyway, but whatever. So this is Hotel California. It says, such a lovely blend of vanilla lace and So White type. And I think So White is a Lush blend or dupe or whatever. Okay, so I spent... So I used some of this in my bathroom. Then I used it overnight one night because I was like, okay, we just have to move on. I don't know what this is. So it was in that Chantilly Shatter, and I had a big bag of it. And yeah, so I finally figured out what this smells like to me, and I could be totally wrong. My nose could be just, you know, crazy. To me, this smells like if you took an unlit, unburned cigarette and like, you know, like cracked it open and smelled what was inside. So like the tobacco portion of it, I get whiffs of that in this. I don't know why. So it's definitely not like cigarette ash. It's not that. It's not burning. It's not ashtray. It's nothing like that. There's just something in it that reminds me of that, and it's whiffs of it. So like you think, oh, it's kind of nice, and then it like hits my nose, and I'm like, whoa. I don't know. Unfortunately, this would be a no. Let me know if anybody else has that kind of a thing happen. I don't know. It's just strange. Like I'll get that sometimes with things that don't belong. So I just call it my crazy nose. I don't know. All right. Speaking of crazy, this is called You Drive Me Crazy. Fresh cherry lemonade topped with a scoop of lime sherbet. This was really nice. I got mostly lime sherbet in this with backgrounds of the cherry lime. I guess cherry, it says lemonade, yeah. So cherry lemonade in the background, but mostly the lime sherbet. This was really nice. I liked this one. Very fresh, refreshing for summer. I enjoyed it. So we just have 2 more. I finished up in my bedroom. This first one was the Chicago Outfit, Juicy Blackberry and Mango Infused Ginger Ale. This was nice. I enjoyed it. I wished it was a little bit fizzier, so I did mix in some of my fizzy scoops that I have, and so enjoyed kind of amping the fizzy up a little bit. And then True Blood Blood Orange Strawberry Fizzy Pop as well. Same thing. I would say that her fizzy is not super, super strong like I tend to like. So I don't know, you know, as I purchase more scents and try different things from different vendors and from, you know, like BCS, I've tried quite a few scents now, especially doing this all in one week, which I thought was really, really helpful to get a broad idea of some of the categories that I like from her. So I thought that was really helpful. So maybe if you're kind of trying to figure out like what you want to order from certain vendors, maybe focus on a vendor for a week and do that, because that's what I felt. That's what I took away from this week in particular, was that I have a much better idea of the type of scents that I want to order from Kirby that really do well for me in my home and that I prefer, my scent choice preferences. So I really felt like I came away from this week knowing, okay, it's like Strawberry Bakery. There's no doubt in my mind that she is probably going to be my go-to for Strawberry Bakery. And so, you know, that really became crystal clear to me, and that kind of helps narrow down your focus a little bit instead of just ordering, you know, gobs of stuff from a whole bunch of different vendors. It helps me narrow my focus a little bit, which was really, really nice. So I don't know how much fizzy I'm going to buy from her in the future, just because I like my fizzy, you guys know, like triple probably the amount of fizz that most people do. And it just doesn't come across that way to my nose in some of her blends. Now, if I wanted to just use that as like a nice fun fruity blend that's fine, which is what I did with the Teenage Dream, and really enjoyed it out in my living room. So I might do that if there's some blends that I really enjoy. I just won't buy them for my bedroom because they're not as, you know, super strong, wham, in your face fizzy. So anyway, hopefully that helps, because I think, like I said, I think it really has helped me narrow down some of the scent categories that I really enjoy from each of the vendors that we have talked about so far, which leads me into the final vendor, what is it, spotlight maybe for the week. And so we're going to be doing a few different vendors because I do not have enough from some of these vendors to do a whole week, or we're going to be focusing on them in the future, and I didn't necessarily want to do a week now. So we're going to focus on four vendors that I don't have enough of their wax to do a full week, or I'd be out of it all, and I don't necessarily want to do that. So this upcoming week, we're going to focus on Hayden Row, Teddy B's, the Melted Mousse, and Super Tarts. So those are going to be the four that we're going to work on. As you know, we're going to do an advent in October. I'm making my own of Super Tarts clams that we're going to focus on. So I didn't want to go too crazy and just do a whole week of Super Tarts, but I haven't delved or dove into my Teddy B stash very much so far, and so I want to go ahead and do that this upcoming week. So I look forward to sharing my melting basket with all of you tomorrow. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye everybody.